$60,000 in legal fees, all to fight a $500 fine. It is the latest questionable expense that Capital Metro has paid for with your tax dollars.
The agency spent the money fighting a fine from the Occupational Health and Safety Administration, OSHA. And it's not the only case where Cap Metro appears to be digging in its heels. Tonight, KXAN Austin News investigates. Reporter Nancy Wilson is live with our story.
Well, our investigation started back in 2009 in October when I first asked for copies of Capital Metro's legal bills. Now, the documents are normally public information, but this time the agency said no. So we hired lawyers of our own. Now, in May, I received just over about 1,000 documents. The problem is much of the information I asked for is missing, blacked out, and, well, in some cases, the pages are completely blank. My request should have been handled within 10 days. Instead, it took 7 months for Capital Metro to hand over heavily redacted documents. They've used delay tactics and are now suing the Texas Attorney General because he ruled in favor of our original request. Until the court decides, we're only able to show you what Capital Metro has decided is not confidential. So what does the agency think you're entitled to see? Apparently nothing on this page. The only thing they didn't hide was the page number. Page after page, documents show Capital Metro paying thousands of dollars to attorneys, but what those attorneys did, we don't know. On this page, I highlighted what Capital Metro wants to keep secret, like what this attorney did for more than 6 hours, or how these attorneys spent the hours paid for with your tax dollars. And it isn't just the information on the legal invoices they redacted. They blanked out information on copies of the checks they wrote to pay their attorneys. Here's one. Cap Metro paid more than $10,000 to the Clark Thomas law firm, but the comments section is obscured, so we don't know why. Nor do we know why on these checks either. Even Cap Metro's internal accounting documents were blacked out. So what does an expert in public information think?
Well, I think that it's obviously ridiculous.
Keith Elkins is the executive director of the Freedom of Information Foundation of Texas.
And I would like to know how much the lawyers spent redacting all of that. But I suspect if you asked, they would redact that so you never find it out either.
Well, it depends on when you ask. Some information is apparently confidential one day, but not the next. For example, here, the name of the client is covered up, but on the next page, it is not. Here, the matter description is covered up, but on the next page, there it is. On this invoice, one word was blanked out, but when the same records were given to another group, different information was marked out. Capital Metro acknowledges financial information from law firms as public record. It's right here in its own contract. All information submitted to Capital Metro constitute and is presumed to be public record and may be subject to disclosure under the Texas Public Information Act. Cap Metro believes there is an exception in the law for what's in the invoices and asked the Texas Attorney General to decide. The AG's office looked at the records and last January ruled the information is public and must be provided to KXAN. But Cap Metro is fighting that ruling. It hired an outside law firm to sue the Texas Attorney General. Now, Cap Metro's argument is that their invoices are confidential in part because they were used to keep the board of directors informed about what was going on. But, Leslie, that surprised the 3 current or former board members that we talked to who said they've never even seen an invoice.
All right, Nancy, so what happens next in all of this?
Well, it's ongoing, I tell you. What is important is that Cap Metro is responsible and accountable for how they're spending taxpayer dollars. And with so many unanswered questions, we are investigating several answers or several angles on this. And we need information to get it. Now, right now, we are working with First Amendment lawyers to get access. We'll let you know what happens, and we are looking forward to talking with the new CEO, Linda Watson, on this.
I'm sure you are. Nancy, thank you for that. Now, we do know that this is a complicated story. We have a lot more information for you online. For a look at the timeline and all of the documents we do have, click on the in-depth section of KXAN.com.